Hi creators, this is Doro here, again forgetting to block my face because otherwise I stare at myself. Um, Doro here. So I've got 3 quick videos to share today. If I ever figure out how to post these, I'm going to start linking videos below because there's so much going on, and it sort of feels like a train wreck or a train sort of out of control, and it's going to take some energy and creativity to slow things down energetically, um, so we can process what's going on, and or even let's learn how to let go of fear or something. We got to take some action here because things are picking up speed. First thing I wanted to share, there's a link to a little video below. I don't know, any of these links that I share could be taken down at any time. I don't know how those algorithms are working. But anyway, the first one is about global strikes. So today is the 22nd of July, 2022. And from what I'm finding online, I don't watch a lot of mainstream media. I know right now a lot of it, if not most of it, is tied up in the insurrection, January 6th insurrection and all that fiasco. But there's so much going on now around the world, especially in the Netherlands. It's been going on now for a while. India, obviously, I hope you've all followed that thing. Regarding the farmers, uh, and this has been happening, right? Remember the trucker strikes and the farmer strike. I mean, so I heard one thing that the everything that's on our shelves, most everything on our shelves right now, except for maybe really perishable things, are basically from last year or a while ago. And so it looks like things are okay in the stores. There may be a few things missing, but for the most part, I can still go shopping. But the farmers and truckers are saying, um, especially the farmers, what's on there now won't be on there because they're not producing. If they can't produce this year, and if the farms are closing down, there's going to be, some issues with food distribution. And I don't do the fear thing. I'm just looking at what's happening. And I think it's reasonable to be aware of the problems right now. The other thing, so if you get a chance anyway, look at that quick little video. It kind of puts things in perspective. I'm not going to spend time on it because I'm not doing a fear-mongering thing. The other thing I wanted to point out, and I mentioned it a few videos ago, that there had been a project, an experiment, a rat experiment done on rats in paradise. What happens if you leave rats in a paradise? So there's this quick experiment, and the video is below, where this scientist builds this paradise for rats. So they can be paired off. So they're pairs of rats, and they've got plenty of space, lots of food, lots of hiding places, building stuff, and they're extremely happy. And then they begin to multiply, obviously, because they're successfully raising families. They got everything they need. And it doesn't take long before, and I'm terrible with numbers, but I'm going to say 7 months. I don't remember, but it was something crazy. Like this certain amount of time, they had exploded into, thousands and thousands of rats. And at that point, they became more aggressive. The females became more aggressive. I've heard that at one point they start eating their babies. The males become aggressive towards each other and become homosexual. It just becomes chaos. And they stop reproducing. So over time, the population goes to zero. Now, I thought that was very interesting because, why don't we just, if it were just backed down to a reasonable amount again, wouldn't that just fix it? And it seems in this particular experiment that that does not fix it. And my guess is because the nurturing skills of parental rats under healthy conditions raise healthy children. And if that's not the case, where you've just got offspring that are, barely surviving and they've never learned any nurturing skills, they don't know what parenting is, you can kind of see how that's going in a bad direction. So what I'm proposing is that we intentionally create productive, healthy communities. There's a couple more videos that I wanted to share. One was about AI, which is something we seriously need to be tuned into, because we are training AI with every click, with every purchase, with every search, with every video, with every photograph we put up on social media. We are training AI. So whatever you're bringing to your laptop and computer and cell phone is what our future is going to look like. We're stepping into it. We're creating it and stepping into it. What we need to do is be more proactive about what we want to, maybe not even proactive, at least consciously aware that we are literally creating our future by training AI with every click and every search and every purchase. So we, in my, ideal world, we would be able to participate in a way that we can bring things back into balance instead of continuing to throw it off balance. How many fear clicks are we clicking on? How much reactivity are we showing rather than responding? We are reacting to a lot of fear out there, and media, their job is to get viewers. That's how they survive. That's how they make money. Everything, all the news channels, everything out there is there mostly to make money, to get the clicks and the views. So what's the best way to do that? They have found, it's obvious. If you're scared to death of some boogeyman out there, you're going to be clicking away to try and find out where the danger is. And the news is really doing a great job of driving up the views. Everybody wants to know, oh my God, what's going on in Ukraine? And oh, geez, I wonder if Donald Trump, and I wonder if, we're going into World War III, and what about the food, and can I pay my rent? We're so stuck in all of that fear mongering. I'm going to say it, that in order for a news broadcast to get viewers, because they're competing with each other, who can get the most views, they have to present the scariest, biggest Hollywood reactive stories. And I get it, but we're training AI. We need to keep that in mind. Every commercial is training AI. There's a lot of wonderful stuff out there, and I'm posting below another YouTube video that I posted about AI, that we are developing it, and this is what it's going to be able to do. Oh my God, wait until you see it. I think a lot of it is kind of exciting and fun, and gosh, we're going to be able to help people who have been quadriplegics to probably walk pretty soon, and certainly access computers and interact. There's amputees who now have functional hands, and So AI can do a lot, and I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but I think we need to be a little bit more proactive about um, training it. You know, most of the wisdom, and you know, what we're doing right now is just playing with all this technology. It's like the floodgates have opened up. And it's been fun, you know, we're out there surfing and, you know, getting wiped out. But we need to be more intentional about where we are taking it. There's no they. We are taking it. You know, we could say, oh yeah, but you know, it's the mainstream media, the news, they're all bought. Yeah, but they would go out of business tomorrow if nobody watched it. So we are training AI, and we could end up training ourselves right into slavery or extinction or something. We've got to be more proactive, and I want to encourage everybody of all ages, and I'm going to say young kids really have a wonderful ability to think outside the box. Help, you know, us old folks, we don't know how to think that far outside the box. So we have to decide what we want. And I think the older folks, you know, they have a lot of, let me include myself in that. I think we have a lot of different perspective. Kids have forgotten. Kids, you know, growing up now, you know, I can say kids, but even kids in their 30s, certainly 20s and below, I mean, they don't know where reality starts and ends. And in fact, I don't either, but our reality is kind of coming under question. So that brings up a whole thing about what's reality, what is truth. It's a great discussion. I think we all have our own reality, and we're making with it what we want. We are creators, made in His image, whatever that refers to. You can, you know, you can take that ball and run with it. But we are creators. I mean, that's what we do. We just need to be more intentional and proactive and careful about what we're creating, because now we've got some pretty amazing tools at our disposal. I would encourage all people who have some wisdom to share about what do we want. If we can live in the metaverse with anything we want, how do we balance it? I mean, do we want to just disappear into the metaverse and never come back? I mean, and what is it to come back? What is it to be human? So I'm going to include another quick video link down below about some very creative ideas popping up around community, developing community, co-housing projects. People are wanting to move closer to the earth. Certainly that's not easy when you're in the middle of a mega city. But there are little things popping up, you know, an abandoned lot can turn into a community garden. So it's all about getting to know who's around you and keep your feet on the floor, in the dirt, because we're going to start losing it if we can't stay grounded. So let's put some creative energy into deliberately envisioning the kind of future we want. I think some of this technology is fabulous. You know, I could think of 100 different ways. I would, you know, I've already got 2 replaced shoulders, 2 replaced hips. You know, I've got a few caps in my mouth. I mean, I'm taking advantage of some of this technology too. I've got a vision problem. Wouldn't that be nice if we could just fix it, you know, push a button and everything's good? So there's a lot of great things out there, and I think we need to be clear about where we want to either draw the line with technology in our own personal lives. We're not trying to control anybody or anything here. We need to make a personal decision and take responsibility for how much technology we want. and how much do we want to continue to engage with our neighbors? I mean, we're going deep into the story of separation here. So that's all I have to say. I'm going to post these links below. And until then, stay creative.